You guys, we have got to talk about what is going on with the Love Island crew from season 7. There is so much drama that has unfolded in the last couple of days with Huda coming out and speaking out about stuff, Olandria, Shelly, it all has to do with a live that Huda was on with her boyfriend Louis. We're going to get into everything and everything that everyone has been saying. You guys, there is so much that has unfolded since the ending of season 7 of Love Island. And when I tell you, I thought that come almost November, we would not be talking about the Love Island crew anymore. I just really truly thought that the drama would be behind us. Everyone would have just kind of not faded into irrelevance, but like, you know, kind of been in their own lane, figuring out how they were going to be an influencer. I just really did not think that we would be in this place where they were all still going to be brought up in drama together, but here we are. It was an extremely controversial season. There was a lot being said online, a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts, but we have got to get into what has recently happened, okay? So Huda has started dating perfect match Louis Russell. He was actually friends with Miguel from season 6 of Love Island, but once Huda started hanging out with Louis, people noticed that Leah, Miguel, they had all stopped associating with Louis and they were wondering if it had to do with Huda. They came out and said that it was nothing to do with her and more about the fact that Louis was clout chasing. He was using Huda for clout. And it seemed that his friendship with Miguel and Leah and anyone from season 6 was pretty much done. As time has gone on though, he has continued his relationship with Huda. He recently asked her to be his girlfriend. It was this whole big, grand, elaborate thing, which you guys, every single time someone from Love Island recently has been asking their partner to be their significant other, like boyfriend, girlfriend status, it has been the most elaborate asking. Like you would think it was a proposal. They have been going all out. I don't know if they are in competition with each other or what. Huda was one of the first ones that I saw where Louis did this whole big thing for her, and then Ace asked Shelly to be his girlfriend, and it was this whole big proposal looking thing. And then recently Taylor asked Clark to be his girlfriend, and truly, I actually thought this was a proposal because I thought that they were already boyfriend girlfriend, but I guess not. He asked and he posted this whole elaborate video showing off the whole girlfriend proposal. Anyway, aside from the elaborate girlfriend askings recently, Huda has been on live with Louis. So many people are streaming these days, okay? Jeremiah is streaming. Louis even had an interaction with Jeremiah while they were at something called the Reality Games. And it was like one of the first times that Jeremiah was even seeing Huda and she was with Louis, and it was just, some people thought it was awkward. But anyway, this past week, Louis was on live with Huda and they had people that were calling into their live, and when they answered the call, one person proceeded to call Olandria a slur, and it literally sounded like a child. It was the weirdest thing ever. But Huda and Louis immediately just start laughing, okay? And Huda's like, what did they say? Like, I think they said a bad word.
Hello?
Whoa, hey.
Yo, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
Yo, what the fuck? What did they say? They said a bad word.
Huda took to her Instagram story and said, y'all, first of all, clickbait using a sensitive topic is actually insane. Me and Louis did not hear what was said in that no caller ID call on live, only the racial slur, which we hung up immediately, and I don't condone anything of the sort. Whoever called purposely continuously called while we were live. I really don't condone racism, which is why it was immediately hung up. Once again, we did not hear it very well, considering it sounded like a child, only the last slur. I just wanted to address this before it blows out of proportion. She also said, also laughter was because it was awkward. Like, who the heck says something offensive like that on a call on his live? And as you can hear me say, what did they say? And they said a bad word, because that's all I heard was the bad word. It was awkward and inappropriate. Whoever said it is in the wrong. Louis then got on his Instagram story and said, start off by saying don't condone no racism, but something happened on my live with a prank call and someone said something in a slur. I laughed and hung up because all I understood was the slur, but now finding out there was a name in front of it, but we didn't hear that. So just want to say that as much as people want to call me a clout chaser and all that BS, I really hate the Love Island fan base, and as a black man who has experienced enough racism all my life, I don't even want to give the person that said the slur the satisfaction that they get from this. But I have to come here and say something because it wasn't what we heard. Louis also proceeded to go on Snapchat to talk further about this.
People calling her racist and then calling me racist. Sorry. Cough, cough. I don't know if you can see. I'm black. Yeah? You know, not the darkest, but I've definitely been kicked in the face with it, right? And she's with me. So, make it make sense, bro. Bro, the world has gone to like us, like, yo, our kids are gonna grow up in like this. This is just an opportunity for the haters of my girl to with hate.
Now, the next day, Olandria ended up posting a statement about everything on her Instagram story. She said, "I do not condone racism of any kind, nor do I entertain it. That kind of language is never acceptable, not in anger, not as a joke, not ever. Words like that carry generations of pain, and pretending otherwise only keeps the cycle going. Defending it, laughing about it, or making excuses is even worse. I will not let this moment derail my purpose of uplifting my community. I'm standing firm in who I am and using this as an opportunity to call for real accountability and awareness. We all have a role in building a culture where speaking to one another with respect is the standard, and where speaking against hate speech is the bare minimum. While I anticipate this will result in surface-level apologies that fade in a few days, I'd like to transform this moment into something actionable. I encourage those who have participated in the stream and their followers to demonstrate a genuine commitment to anti-racism by donating to organizations and foundations dedicated to educating and uplifting this community, such as the UNCF, AACP, and or the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. I will be making a personal donation as well. In the next slides, I'll be sharing donation links to contribute in support of HBCUs and the underfunded educational resources for Black students." After this, other people from season 7 of Love Island began to come out and talk about what had occurred on Huda's live. Hannah posted, "I just want to take a moment to say that racism of any kind is completely unacceptable. No one should ever have to experience or hear hateful language directed at them ever. It's not something to be taken lightly or brushed off, and it's heartbreaking to see it happen to someone I care about. We all have a responsibility to call out racism when we see it and to create spaces that are safe, respectful, and inclusive for everyone." Iris also posted on her story, "I would like to take this moment to say I do not condone racism whatsoever. This is a topic that I don't take lightly and I want to address because it's harmful and hurtful. I have never and will never support hate of any kind. I hope we can all keep showing love and empathy toward one another." Amaya also posted, "It's important for me to address the video currently circulating on social media. I immediately reached out to all parties involved directly and privately, but most importantly, Olandria, who was unfairly targeted. My heart instantly dropped for my fellow sister. Let me be abundantly clear, I stand firmly against any form of racism and racial slurs. It should not be overlooked or taken lightly. It's not okay and will never be okay. Social media should never be a platform to spread hate. Gentle reminder, be kind to all." Nick also posted on Snapchat saying, "The links that are posted are organizations that fights racial discrimination and injustice through court cases, lobbying, and public policy work. I continue to be amazed and proud with the woman that Olandria is. Accountability and awareness is needed." Jeremiah also posted when someone said, "Send Ola some love and support. I just know she needs it." And he said, "Texted her and Nick the second I saw it." Shelly was basically directly calling out Huda in her post. She said, "Seeing what happened with a former Love Island castmate and her partner laughing during a prank call that included a racist remark towards Olandria was disappointing to say the least. Racism isn't a prank, it's not entertainment, and it's definitely not something to laugh at. As a Black woman, it's painful to watch moments like this play out so casually because it shows how normalized disrespect and ignorance can become when people choose silence or humor over accountability. Having been on the receiving end of hate and racial comments, I know how deeply that can cut and would never wish that pain on anyone. Any form of racism should always be checked right away. There's nothing awkward about racism. It's disgusting and disheartening, and I'll always speak on it. Let's not make light of moments like these. There's a bigger message here. Use your voice and stand up for what's right, no matter the time, place, or who's watching. As always, love and peace." And she was straight up calling out what Huda had basically said about her laughing because it was awkward because this person said it. And Shelly was like, "There's nothing awkward about racism. It's disgusting and disheartening." In the end, Huda ended up posting another story on Instagram, writing, "I've taken the majority of the day to reflect and collect my thoughts to make sure this didn't come off as disingenuous. Last night, I quickly posted a statement acknowledging my reaction to the racial slur, that was said on Louis' live stream. I want to take this moment to more fully take accountability for my actions. I want to begin by saying I completely respect Olandria, and it's extremely disheartening that anyone, especially a presumed child, would find it excusable to use this type of language, and doing so only underlines the ignorance of the gravity that such a word carries. Olandria, it is now clear that this comment was targeted at you, and I apologize for my immediate reaction. My reaction in that moment came from being caught off guard, not from finding the word or situation funny. It was a nervous, uncomfortable reaction that I recognize was inappropriate. I want to be clear that I do not condone or tolerate anyone who uses such language, and I strongly encourage the individual responsible to reflect deeply on their words and the harm they've caused. I'm making a personal donation to the NAACP and encourage anyone who feels moved to do the same. I will also share a list of additional organizations that support racial equity, education, and mental health support so that anyone who wants to contribute can do so meaningfully. With love, Huda. Louis then posted to his story, I'd like to extend my sincerest apology to all those affected by the caller who use language that completely goes against everything we stand for. Huda and I were extremely caught off guard. As a Black man, I have greater empathy through my own lived experiences battling racism, and the idea that a flustered response to a very unnerving situation could be misinterpreted for me not taking that matter seriously is incredibly disheartening. I was extremely shocked that someone would so casually use harmful and dangerous language, and Huda and I both recognized the immediate need to end the call so we could process what had just happened. We were shocked that what sounded like a young caller could so thoughtlessly speak that way. This was an extremely unfortunate situation, one that in no way reflects my values nor Huda's. We are both very proud of the way we've used our platforms to be a voice for those who are often underrepresented, especially on TV. We are even more motivated now to approach every audience interaction with respect, inclusivity, and care. So there has just been a lot said by the Love Island cast, by Louis, since this live stream. It has been absolutely so insane to see all of this unfold. There's been so many reactions on the internet of people just in disbelief that this was even a situation that happened on that live. But I certainly want to know what you guys think about this, what everyone had to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.